Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about light and how to add it to a picture to enhance the picture, and light overlays, how to use them, and I'm going to show you quickly how to make your own. So first, we're going to start with basic, and then I'm going to show you a little bit more complicated thing to do. But the most basic way to add light, the easiest thing to do, is to just make a new pixel layer, get the paintbrush, make sure you have white paint, and then a big soft round brush, or small, whatever, and just brush on the light where you want it. Can't get much easier than that, huh? And then you can change the blend mode to soft light. Usually works really well. Soft light would work better in the sky, but overlay, I like overlay for the foreground here. And if you wanted to do sky and foreground at the same time, you could add another pixel layer, brush some light in there. And then you could change that to either screen, soft light. I like soft light. Looks good on skies. And then change the opacity. So let's look at the before. So that's just a real easy way to just brighten stuff up. Okay. Another easy thing to do is to use the shapes. So we're going to go over here and we're going to pick a little ellipse tool here. We're going to make a circle. I'll stick it here for now. Before you do anything to this circle, you need to make sure it's the right color. So we're going to go up here, and since this is a sunrise, I'm going to make it actually a little blue, because a very light blue light looks good in a sunrise. You could make it gold, you can make any color you want, but make sure you make it the color first. And then you just go to filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. Now normally it starts at, it only goes to 100. It goes from 0 to 100. But if you want more, you can just click in the box and type in any number up to 1024. So we'll do 500. And 500 is pretty good. We'll click apply and then wait for it. And when it's done, you'll have this nice little blue light that you can move around. And it doesn't look so great right there, but if you move it over into the sky, it just gives it a cooler light, and you can stretch it, you can move it across, you can do whatever you want with it. So there's the before and there's the after. You can stack these, you can really do whatever you want. Just have fun with it. Alright, and the next one, we're going to use this picture. I found this picture on Pixabay. And we're going to make it look like there's a shaft of light coming in the window like that. It's going to come all the way across the bedroom here. So we're going to use shapes again. This time the trapezoid. And it doesn't matter how big or where you put it. We're just going to do that. First thing we need to do is come up here and click Convert to Curves. And then go over here to the toolbar and click Node Tool. Now the little nodes pop up. So we're going to take the top right node and drag it to the top right corner of the window, and the top left to the top left corner, and this bottom right is going to go in the bottom right corner, and the bottom left, though, we are going to drag across the bedroom to however we want our light shape to be. And then we need to add another node. So if you come up here to the line, when you see that little black squiggly thing appear and that straight line, then you can just click and a new node will appear, and then we can drag that and whatever shape we want. And now it kind of looks like there's a shaft of light coming in. And I'm going to use another one of these in a minute. So I'm just going to do Control J and copy it. And then I'm going to turn that one off so we don't see it, and we'll get back to that one later. So for now, we're just going to go, well, first make sure it's the right color. We just want white. And then go to Filters, Blur, and then Gaussian blur again. And you can set it to whatever you want. I think 500 looks fine. And click apply. And it rasterizes it for me, which is good because I always forget that step. So now you've got a beautiful light coming in the window, and you can change the blend mode again to whatever you want. Soft light is a really good one for that. You can change the opacity. You can leave it at normal. Okay, go back. There we go. You can leave it at normal and also change the opacity just with that. So that's the before and the after. It just fills the room with light. So let's say you wanted to make the light look more like rays of light coming in the window. Well, we can do that. So the first thing we do is, once again, you make your shape, a trapezoid, put it in the window just like we did. And then you want to come up here to filters, colors, and then down at the bottom, procedural texture. And this is going to help us break that light up so that it looks a little more natural. So go to presets and come down here to monochrome patterns. You've got ripples, fur, lava, oils. You could really use any of them. The one I use the most is oils because it's got kind of a nice soft flowy thing going on there. You want blacks and you want whites and you want some grays in between. You want a lot of stuff. So I like to bring the brightness up all the way so we can get some really white whites. And you can play around with the turbulence. Changes the way it looks. See, I like it up there. You can add more. Yeah, we'll do that. That looks good. All right, click apply. Now we're going to go to filters, blur, and then over to zoom blur. And you can either kind of drag this where you want it. Takes a minute. Or you can just click anywhere that you want it. And you can even, let me back it up for a second. You can even just click way outside the picture and it'll change the direction. So if you want light rays shooting sideways in your room, you could do that. We're going to make it so they're kind of falling down. Well, that looks good. Close enough. All right. And then click up. Oh, same thing over here with the radius. It only goes to 100. So go ahead and click in the box. We're going to do 800 with this one to make it really soft and fluffy, and then click apply. And then when it's done, we need to get rid of the black and the darker colors. So we're going to come to the blend modes and make it a screen. And that makes the light look a little bit more like light rays. And you can erase the things you don't want. So for instance, we'll just get the eraser tool. And we're going to have a low opacity on the brush. We want it around 30%. And we're going to make it nice and big, and then we're just going to just erase little bits here and there. That way it breaks the light up a little more. You know, you don't get too crazy. But yeah, that's an easy way to just make some light rays coming in the window. I like how that one looks. So that's the before and that's the after. All right, so now I'm going to use this picture just because it's cute. That's my dog. I'm going to show you how to use overlays. So, because you can find them all over the internet for free. Just type in Photoshop overlays. If it says it's for Photoshop, you can still use them here. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. So you just click File and go to Place. And then pick the folder it's in. And this is a bunch that I have. Some of these I got this one and this one for free. The rest I've been making. But there's a couple different ways to make them. Let me show you the differences. We're going to start with this one. So this one, to get rid of this black, you need to turn it into a screen. And then once you do, then it leaves this pretty light coming in the corner that you can move around and adjust. You can change the opacity, whatever you want, but it has to be a screen. You can't change the blend mode to something else without it really changing the rest of the picture. Looks like add does okay, but if you come down here to like soft light or overlay, it messes up the rest of the picture. So screen it is. Oh, looks like you can use a couple of these. Well, that's good. All right, so that's how that looks. And we're going to get rid of that one. And now I'm going to show you the ones with the white backgrounds are actually transparent. So we're going to use this one. And when you use them, all you get is the light. You don't have to change the blend mode unless you want to. And when you do, the only thing that's affected is the light on that layer. So we can change this to soft light and it's no big deal. I just kind of like these better just for that reason, but the ones with the black backgrounds work just fine too. You just have to remember you have to get rid of that black. So that's really all there is to overlays. They're pretty easy. Just put them where you want. You can erase parts that you want, change opacity. You can do whatever you want. So let me show you how to make them, because they're really easy to make yourself. So we're going to come up here to File and New. Wait, where'd it go? New. There we go. Okay, and I just put in, I make mine 6,000 wide by 4,000 high at 300 dpi. And then when you come down here, you want to make sure it says transparent background, and then click create. And then really just do whatever you want. We will just make a real simple one. We're just going to make a circle, and we'll make it small. And we're going to change it to orange so it's easier to see, or yellow. That works. And then we're just going to make a big blurry shape, kind of like we did in the beginning. That takes a second. And then we're going to put it, that's not what I meant. We need to come over and click the move tool. There we go. And then we're going to just kind of put it in the corner like that. And now you want to come over here to File and Export. And make sure it's PNG. And Export. We'll call this one Test 1. Okay, now when you want to use it in a picture, just go to File, Place, and we'll click on Test 1, and there you go. There's our light. We can play around with it any way we want. Oh, that makes it pretty. So now you've just got a nice pretty glowy light over there. Alright, and if you want to make one with a black background that you need to turn into a screen before you can use, it's just as easy. Just make a new layer, put that layer on the bottom, get the bucket tool, fill it with black, and then do the same thing. Save it as a PNG. Here, we'll do that. We'll save, export as a PNG, and we'll call this one Test 2. And we'll come back over here to Daisy, and then we will grab that file that we just made. Where'd it go? There it is, Test 2. And change it to screen. And there you go. And then you've got them to use over and over and over again. So you can get crazy and try different shapes, all kinds of stuff. Oh, let me show you real quick my favorite shape. The cog tool. I love the cog tool. The cog tool is so much fun. Oops, I made two. I need to get the move tool, move it back up. And then come over here and click on the node tool. And you can make all kinds of changes to it. You can even make these fat. And closer together. Oh, let's keep it close. All right, and then we can come up here to filters, blur, zoom blur, and let's go 1,000. And you can make a crazy sun like that, or you can apply the procedural texture first. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. Sometimes it takes a second. You can do more than one thing and get really creative here. Well, it's going to take a long time for this one. And there we go. So let's see. So blur. Sometimes motion blur is a good one, but I'm not sure it's going to work too well on this. It does interesting things. Or filter, blur. Let's see what else. I'm just trying to think of what else I did. Well, we're going to leave it like this for now. And we're going to get rid of this black background. And we're going to export it as a PNG. And see, I did one kind of the same way up there. We'll just leave this one untitled. And then we'll go back to the Daisy picture and File, place. And where did it go? Untitled, there it is. And stick it there. You can put it in the corner and it makes it kind of look like sunlight's shooting in. And you can change the opacity of it. And you can also make another one. So Control J to duplicate that layer, and then I'm going to come all the way up here, and then you can rotate it, and then it kind of looks like layers and layers of light. And you can change the opacity, not the opacity, the blend mode to, this one's multiply. You can change it to screen and have the other one a different blend mode, and you can make it a little bit bigger. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. I like them, they're fun. So that is overlays and how to make them. And I hope this was useful and you found something you didn't know in this video. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more.